Okay, let's get right into it. We're about to follow the absolutely incredible journey of one of the most important players in your body, a true unsung hero. We're talking, of course, about the red blood cell.
120 days. That's it. That is the average lifespan of a single red blood cell. And in those 4 months, this tiny, tiny cell lives a whole lifetime of nonstop work, navigates some extreme conditions, and in the end, makes the ultimate sacrifice for the team. So what exactly goes down during that 120-day trip? Well, it's an amazing story, really. It's a story of creation, a high-stakes delivery mission, and, believe it or not, a beautiful act of recycling. Let's follow one cell from the very beginning to its final moments. Right, so our story kicks off deep inside your bones, in that soft tissue we call bone marrow. Now, I want you to think of this place as the most sophisticated, high-tech factory imaginable, and its star product? Our little delivery specialist, the red blood cell. The fancy biological name for this process is erythropoiesis. It all starts when a special precursor cell gets the call. First, it starts pumping out huge amounts of hemoglobin. That's the protein that's going to carry the oxygen. And then, in a truly wild move, it literally ejects its own nucleus, the command center, just to make more room for cargo. This new streamlined cell then squeezes its way out into the bloodstream to officially start its mission. But any good factory needs its raw materials, right? And this one is no different. To build these cells properly, it needs a constant supply of stuff. We're talking vitamin B12 and folic acid for the cell's construction, and of course, iron and amino acids to build all that hemoglobin. If you run short on any of these, the whole production line can grind to a halt. This really gets to the heart of it. By ditching its nucleus and other internal machinery, the cell goes all in on maximizing space for hemoglobin. Now, what's the trade-off? Well, it can't repair itself, which is exactly why it only lives for about 120 days. It's a biological masterpiece built for one thing and one thing only: delivering oxygen. So our freshly made red blood cell is now officially in the game. Its 120-day mission has begun. And let me tell you, it is a non-stop, high-pressure marathon through your entire circulatory system. Just take a second and let that number sink in. 75,000 round trips. That is the kind of mind-boggling workload we are talking about. Every single circuit is this frantic race from the lungs, where it grabs its precious oxygen cargo, all the way out to the furthest corners of your body to make the delivery, and then all the way back again, over and over. And the key to this whole operation, the absolute MVP, is hemoglobin. This is that iron-rich protein that actually gives blood its red color. Its job is everything. It has this really unique ability to latch onto oxygen molecules in the high oxygen environment of the lungs, and then, like magic, let them go in the tissues that need them most. Okay, but here's where the journey gets really, really dangerous. A red blood cell is about 7 to 8 micrometers wide, but some of the tiny capillaries it has to travel through, they're only 5 micrometers wide. So, yeah, it is literally trying to squeeze through a pipe that is narrower than it is. How in the world is that even possible?
Well, the answer is just a brilliant piece of biological engineering. The cell has this internal membrane skeleton, which is basically a super flexible mesh of proteins like spectrin. This internal scaffolding allows the cell to literally fold itself up, twist, and squeeze through those impossibly tight spots, only to spring right back into its classic donut shape on the other side. This incredible flexibility is the secret to its survival. But of course, this amazing system, it isn't invincible. The journey is packed with dangers, and sometimes things can go seriously wrong for our hero cell and its trillions of coworkers. A major problem is a condition called anemia. And this isn't just one single disease, it's what happens when something goes wrong in the system. You could have an iron deficiency, which means the factory just doesn't have the materials to build hemoglobin. Or a lack of B12 or folic acid can lead to flawed, weak cells. Or you might have something called hemolysis, where the cells are being destroyed way faster than the bone marrow can even make them. And then you've got external threats. Meet the imposter, carbon monoxide. You see, hemoglobin absolutely loves this molecule. In fact, it binds to it over 200 times more strongly than it binds to oxygen. So when a cell picks up carbon monoxide, it forms carboxyhemoglobin, and it just won't let go.
That cell is now totally useless for carrying oxygen, basically poisoning your body from the inside. So, as our cell gets older and nears the end of its epic journey, we come to the last two pieces of its story: its unique identity and what happens when its mission is finally over. Get this. Every single one of your red blood cells wears a specific set of ID badges on its surface. These are basically proteins and carbs called antigens, and these little badges are what determine your blood type. This table breaks down the main system, the ABO system. Think of it like a nightclub's security. If your cells are wearing the A badge, your body's security team, your antibodies, will attack any cells they see with a B badge. If you've got B badges, your security is on the lookout for A. If you're AB, you've got both badges, so your security lets everyone in. And if you're type O, you have no badges at all, so your security attacks both A and B. This is exactly why matching blood types is so important. And just to add another layer of complexity, there's another really important ID badge called the Rh factor. Most people have this one, which makes them Rh positive, but some people don't, and they're Rh negative. This adds another crucial piece to the puzzle of blood typing and making sure blood transfusions are safe. Now, if you look at the whole world's population, it's pretty clear that types O and A are by far the most common, and this distribution is why someone with type O negative blood, which has no A, no B, and no Rh badges, is called a universal donor. In an emergency, their blood is usually the safest bet. After 120 days and more than 75,000 trips, our red blood cell is getting old. It's battered, and that flexible membrane is starting to get stiff. It just can't squeeze through the tight spots anymore. That's when specialized immune cells called macrophages, mostly in the spleen and liver, recognize these aging cells and gently pull them out of circulation. The journey is finally over. But here is the most beautiful part. Nothing is wasted. This is nature's ultimate recycling program. The macrophage carefully takes the cell apart. That valuable iron is salvaged, loaded onto a special transport protein, and shipped right back to the bone marrow factory. The end of one cell's life provides the most critical building block for the next generation to be born. It's perfect. So I want you to just consider this. This epic 120-day saga we just followed, that's not a rare event. It is happening trillions of times over, inside your body right now, as you listen to this. It's a constant, unbelievably complex and resilient cycle of creation, of service, and of renewal, all humming along quietly right beneath your skin. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.